What's good, fam? DJ Akademiks just went on a historical crash out against the city of Atlanta, and it started with a line from Lil Baby on June 8th, 2026. Footage surfaced of the Atlanta star in France shooting a high-budget music video, and he looked like he was living his best life until he took a direct shot at the biggest streamer in the game. Lil Baby rapped a line where he said, "F Akademiks," and called him the feds, and that was the exact moment this war started. Akademiks did not even wait a full hour before he jumped on X and fired up his live stream to tell the world he was ready to dismantle everything Lil Baby has built. He fired back with a claim that is way more dangerous in the rap world, and he said that Lil Baby is actually the one acting as a federal informant behind the scenes.
Right hand of God. I smacked the shit out of him. I smacked the shit out of right hand of God, bro.
Oh God, you smacked Akademiks.
Yes.
This beef is not just about a rap lyric, because it goes back to an incident in Miami where an associate of Lil Baby reportedly slapped Akademiks during a tense confrontation. That moment clearly left a mark on Akademiks because he told his audience that he is now on a personal mission to cook the rapper's entire career until there is nothing left. He started using what he calls police report style evidence on his stream to show his millions of followers why he thinks the Atlanta star is compromised. The label of being a federal informant is the most dangerous tag you can have in hip hop, and Akademiks is leaning into it with everything he has to force Lil Baby into a corner. This feels like a turning point where the internet's most vocal commentator has decided that he no longer cares about industry relationships or maintaining his access to the superstars.
What people didn't know, he DM'd me and he was like super disrespectful. He was like, yo, first of all, Lil Baby, like how old is Lil Baby? So he blocked my main page for whatever reason, DMs my personal page, and is just talking down to me like I'm like the scum underneath the shoe. Okay?
The escalation did not stop with just one rapper, because by June 17, 2026, Akademiks decided to take on the entire city. He went on a legendary rant where he called the whole Atlanta gangster rap scene a clown show and claimed that the street code in the city has completely disintegrated into a mess of snitching. He specifically went after Young Thug and the transition he made after getting out of prison, and he trolled the new sound by calling it nothing more than probation music. Akademiks pointed out that Thug has shifted toward an R&B sound and suggested that the man can no longer legally rap about the streets without catching a new case. The commentary was savage as he explained that the very foundation of Atlanta rap was built on being real, but now everyone is just trying to survive the legal system. Akademiks highlighted the massive hypocrisy in the scene by bringing up Gunna and how he has managed to keep his commercial success despite the snitching labels that followed his 2022 plea deal. It was a calculated move to show that the fans do not actually care about the street code as much as the rappers pretend they do. He did not stop there and even took shots at legends like T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci Mane, and he claimed that the alleged cooperation these icons have engaged in over the years is something that even someone like 50 Cent could never have gotten away with. The energy was pure chaos, as Akademiks claimed that his phone has been blowing up with calls from every other Atlanta rapper who agrees that the scene is a total wreck.
But the whole thing about him saying Akademiks could get touched, I thought that was not only unnecessary, but given the fact that you were just talking to me in my DM, talking down to me, I took that as a pointed threat.
He refused to name his sources, but he made it clear that he feels like he is the only person with the platform and the guts to say the truth out loud. The destruction of the Atlanta street code is a narrative that Akademiks is driving into the ground because he knows it hits the city where it hurts the most. He is essentially telling the world that the capital of hip hop has no more credibility left, and that the gangsters everyone looks up to are just actors playing a part for the cameras. This is a level of exposure that the city was not prepared for, and the fact that it is coming from someone who used to be an ally makes the sting even worse.
I've said I'll just argue with 21 Savage on my podcast that we did in Miami. I told 21, I was like, 21, ain't no way you made more than Baby.
Akademiks is positioning himself as the one who is finally pulling back the curtain on the most influential city in rap history, and he is doing it with a level of disrespect that we have never seen before. The tension is at an all-time high because the rappers in Atlanta are used to being protected by their status, but Akademiks is showing them that a camera can be more powerful than any street reputation. He is betting his entire brand on the idea that the audience is tired of the fake personas and that they want to see the receipts regardless of who it hurts. This war is just getting started, and the collateral damage is already looking like it might change the rap game forever. It is wild to think about how 21 Savage was once the only person keeping Akademiks from being completely blacklisted across the entire Atlanta scene.
I've said he's made, I'll just argue with 21 Savage on my podcast that we did in Miami. I told 21, I was like, 21, ain't no way you made more than Baby.
Savage was the one guy holding it down when Ark was catching heat during that Meek Mill beef in 2022. But those days of playing peacemaker are over. Things took a turn for the worse in December of 2025 when Akademiks launched a campaign that went straight for the street cred of Savage as an artist. He hopped on his stream and dropped a bomb, claiming that 37,000 pure sales were stripped from the album What Happened to the Streets because of suspected botting. That kind of talk destroys a rapper's standing with the fans and the label. It makes it look like the success is coming from computer scripts rather than real people, which is a death sentence in the rap game. By January of 2026, the situation exploded after 21 Savage went public to call out Ark for a specific sit-down he did with Fivio Foreign. During that conversation, they started questioning the street credentials of 21 Savage. It felt like a massive betrayal for a man who built his whole career on being real, especially coming from someone he used to protect. Akademiks stayed on his neck and even claimed that the team behind Savage was caught trying to manipulate the sales numbers they were sending over the billboard. This move was a planned strike against the commercial reputation of the artist, and it proved to everyone watching that the bridge is officially on fire. Losing Savage as a friend means Akademiks is now operating as a rogue agent with absolutely no connections left to the power players in Atlanta.
But the whole thing about him saying Akademiks could get touched, I thought that was not only unnecessary, but given the fact that you were just talking to me in my DM, talking down to me, I took that as a pointed threat.
He does not care who he offends at this point because he is outside the circle, and that makes him more dangerous than he has ever been in his life. He has taken all the secrets he learned as an insider and using them to break down the same people who once trusted him to be their voice. This is a cold-blooded move from being a fan to becoming a real threat to the pockets of the biggest stars in the A. Looking at the bigger picture, it is obvious that Akademiks is doing way more than just trolling for viral clips or chasing a reaction from these rappers. He is actually trying to trigger a massive reset of the entire Atlanta rap economy. He is being very calculated about how he breaks it down, and he is doing it one artist at a time. For 20 years, the street legend archetype allowed Atlanta to dominate the charts, but now Ark is trying to destroy that whole image piece by piece. He is using the fallout from the YSL RICO case to make it impossible for these artists to keep their personas without looking like informants or hypocrites. This move shifts power away from those street narratives and pushes the culture back toward corporate figures who are safer for the big labels to handle. When every major rapper in the city is constantly dealing with snitching allegations, the fans are going to get tired of the circus and look elsewhere. I am predicting that this scorched earth policy will cause Atlanta to lose its massive market share because the brand of realness they sold is compromised. AK has positioned himself as the judge and the jury for what counts as real in this game, which is a level of gatekeeping Atlanta never expected. He is devaluing the biggest export the city has by showing the world that the entire foundation of their rap scene is built on sand. This is not just a beef between a streamer and a rapper, but a full-scale assault on the business model that made Atlanta the capital of hip-hop.
Right hand of God. I smacked the shit out of him. I smacked the shit out of right hand of God, bro.
Oh God, you smacked Akademiks.
Yes.
If the street legend is dead, the city has to find a new way to sell itself. It looks like Ark is holding the match while everything burns down around him. He knows that once the fans lose faith in the struggle, the music loses its value, and that is when the money starts to dry up for everyone. This is about resetting the entire board so that no artist can claim to be bigger than the platform that is actually reporting on their business. By exposing the cracks in the street code, Akademiks is trying to make sure the era of the untouchable rap gangster comes to a permanent end. He is betting that the audience is ready for a new version of rap that does not rely on the same tired stories of criminal activity. It is still unclear if the fans will follow him on this journey, but the damage he has already done to the reputation of the city elite is undeniable. He turned the most respected rappers in the world into targets for online mockery by using their own records and court documents against them.
What people didn't know, he DM'd me, and he was like super disrespectful. He was like, yo, first of all, Lil Baby, like how old is Lil Baby?
This is the new reality of hip hop, where the man behind the microphone finally has to answer to the man sitting behind the keyboard. Before we move on and see how these industry heavyweights are claiming Ark is officially crashing out by disrespecting the A, tell me what y'all think. Is Ark really changing the game with these digital receipts, or is he just a clown who's about to find out the internet isn't a shield? Tell me in the comments. No cap. While you at it, like and subscribe. Let's continue. Industry heavyweights are watching this situation unfold, and they are starting to get very concerned about the path that Akademiks is choosing to walk down. Commentators like Dagam Spitter and Chig Smooth have been very vocal about how they believe Ak is crashing out and making a massive mistake. They are warning him that the digital world is not a shield against the real world consequences that follow this level of disrespect toward Atlanta. You have to understand that Atlanta is the heart and soul of the culture. It is never just another stop on a tour for artists, and alienating the power players there will cut Ak off from the lifeblood of the industry. Chig Smooth mentioned that while the live stream numbers look great right now, the long-term damage to his brand might be irreversible if he keeps this up. These veterans know that the streets have a long memory. They do not take kindly to outsiders trying to dismantle the reputations of local heroes, and Ak is testing those limits every single night. The fan base is split right down the middle, and this argument gets louder every single time Ak hits the go live button. One side sees him as an absolute legend for finally saying the quiet parts out loud while everyone else stays silent. These supporters think he is a force of nature who is pulling the mask off a fake industry and proving these street personas are just fairy tales. They love seeing him drop actual government documents because it forces the culture to look at facts instead of just listening to rumors. Then you have the people on the other side who think Ak is just a dangerous troll putting lives at risk for a few million clicks. They say he is playing with fire by bringing the feds into the conversation and making public claims that could cause real legal problems for these artists. This group believes he crossed a line that should never be touched, and they think he is doing it because he is still salty about Lil Baby and 21 Savage.
I've said he's made, I'll just argue with 21 Savage on my podcast that we did in Miami. I told 21, I was like, 21, ain't no way you made more than Baby.
We really need to look at what happens if these rappers decide to push back with something more serious than a quick Instagram post. If Lil Baby or 21 Savage decide to pull their strings, we could see Akademiks get completely blackballed from the most important city in the rap game. That would mean no more sit-downs with the hottest new stars and zero access to the big events that actually shape the culture. Losing that insider access would be a massive blow to his brand and his ability to report on what is really happening. There is also the very real chance that associates of these rappers take things into their own hands, and that is a situation nobody wants to see. We know that Ak has beefed up his security lately, but the pressure of having an entire city against you is a problem no amount of money can solve. Trading your respect in Atlanta for a few viral clips on the internet is a heavy price to pay in the long run.
What people didn't know, he DM'd me, and he was like super disrespectful. He was like, yo, first of all, Lil Baby, like how old is Lil Baby?
The reality is that DJ Akademiks has officially started a war with the city of Atlanta, and the receipts he is posting might damage their reputation forever. He is forcing the whole world to look at the Atlanta scene with nothing but doubt and suspicion right now. The capital of hip-hop has been on top for 20 years, but Ak is trying to bring that entire empire down by claiming the foundation is built on lies. He is gambling that fans are ready to separate the music from the street image, but he is putting his safety and his career on the line to prove it. The bridge is already burned, and the relationship between the biggest streamer and the biggest rap city in the world is officially over. Tell me if you think Akademiks is right about the Atlanta scene being a total circus, or if he is just acting out over that slap in Miami. Drop your thoughts in the comments. No cap, because I want to know who you are siding with in this mess. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel while you are down there. We are going to keep things moving as this story continues to develop.